passion, fire and soul. Look within your heart, let your spirit flow. Ask for what you want, show them what you got. Take it to the top, don't you ever stop. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration, shine, shine, shine on. Looking for the answers, seeking you will find. Open up your heart, leave it all behind. Smile and laugh, always give back. Glowing like a star, show them who you are. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration, shine, shine, shine on. You're the secret, you're the answer. You know who you are. Look within you, breathe and focus. You're that shining star. You're the shining star. You are the shining star. And that's what's happening this weekend. I'm so excited to be able to share with you and celebrate you for all the years that you have helped with Lightworkers Gifts Energy Healing Center. It wasn't a dream of mine to always have a wellness center. It really wasn't. It wasn't a dream to have the Shine On movement. It wasn't a dream to actually have the center and to provide that until all of a sudden, one day. And welcome for being here, and thank you for watching the replay. Thank you. And if anybody wants some inspiration and they want to feel like the superstar and they want to shine, then they are going to shine, and they're also going to do it. Raise your vibration, because that's what it's all about, is about shining your light, being one with who you are. It's awesome because you are. Don't you fake it, be just who you are. You're the answer to the question. You're that shining star. Isn't that so true? Think about it. How many times in the day, how many times in your life have you not really showed up as you? You haven't really spoke your truth because you were afraid or you didn't think it mattered that you spoke your truth. And see, that was one thing about the center that I always taught to be who you are and to shine your light. And 15 years ago, I used to say to shine your light. Go shine your light. It wasn't shine on, but it adapted into shine on after the years. And that's how the Shine On movement, the Shine On book, My Dog's Name Shine, and how we always talk about shine. And where that came from is from connecting to that inner being. So thank you so much for being here tonight. And then also on the replay. So why did I open? And I get asked that, what happened and what was the inspiration for me to open Lightworkers Gifts Energy Healing Center? That was the whole name. It was a brick and mortar that I opened 15 years ago. What happened was 3 months prior to this, before I opened this, actually it was even more than that. It was probably a year before I even opened it. More than probably 2 years before I opened it, I went and I started to study Reiki. And I got into Reiki, energy healing. And I started to understand quantum physics and started understanding that you can heal your body. And then being diagnosed with lupus, fibromyalgia, arthritis, Sjogren's, and being able to be pain-free, that I looked at that and was like, whoa, I want to shout that to the highest mountain and tell everyone. Well, what happened was I wanted to get it out. So what I was doing was I was mobile going to houses and taking my massage table. Okay, that massage table is really heavy. And I used to take the massage table. I mean, come on, everybody, give me a shine on for that. That massage table, taking that, going upstairs, going downstairs, I mean, we're talking like 18 years ago, 20 years ago when I started, and it got to the point where I couldn't do that anymore. And then what happened is I was with my partner and my daughter, and what happened is I took a look at the relationship, and I realized I was only staying because I didn't want to leave because of the child. And that really was really challenging for me because I didn't want to leave because of the child, but yet I wasn't happy in the relationship. And once I decided that I needed to leave, everything started opening up. So we ended up selling the house and moving into a condo. But before the first week I was in the condo, I came back and said, I can't do this. And what happened is I had like $40,000. I'll be honest. I had like $40,000 from the house. And I was looking for a place to open. And at 51st Avenue in Peoria, and anybody remember going to the center, 51st Avenue in Peoria, they were opening up a Sprouts. And I knew like-minded people would be coming to Sprouts because they want to take care of themselves and they want to eat better. This would be a great place to put Lightworkers Gifts Energy Healing Center. So that's when I opened it. Now, Sprouts was supposed to open on something like June or even May or April. And they didn't end up opening until like October. But what I did, thank you, Sony, is what I did is I opened up and it was all construction. And I sat for about 6 months. And I didn't know how to do, I didn't know how to do marketing. I didn't have my wordsmith, amazing lady, Sony Jackson, who's on the line, that helps me with emails and helps me with marketing. And I didn't have Speakers Pathway Coalition helping me to get it out there. I didn't have any of that. And I didn't know how to market. And I sat. And it was really trying. And I went through that money pretty quickly because I built out the place. And what happened was when it started to go, and when it started to, people started to see it, and Sprouts opened, and I was doing grand openings on the same time Sprouts was, and people were coming in, and the community was just open armed, and they loved it. They didn't understand. Think about it. 15 years ago, yoga wasn't even cool. I mean, yoga was weird. Yoga was something's wrong with you. And that's what happened to me and that's why I put there was fun times and then there was struggles. And the struggles was the hate mail. Some of the hate mail was a lot of the hate mail, and that was hard. And I only saw the hate mail only a couple times, and then my volunteers would stop that and they would grab it, and I never saw it again. But I guess it kept happening. And then we got robbed a couple times, more than a couple times. People would come in and take things, and it was really interesting because people would come in and they would steal like crystals, because it was a crystal shop too, and it had books and it had figurines, angels and Buddhas and all kinds of different things, and people would steal, and then it was like they were leaving and they knew they couldn't take that energy because that energy was so pure and they couldn't take it. And I would find it on the way to Sprouts, and I'd find it on the ground, and I'd find it in the park. People would bring in stuff and say, I think this is yours. And I'd look and go, oh, wow, that person stole that. And then they couldn't do it. They couldn't take it with them. I had a lady call me, and she said, I am so sorry, but I stole from you. And I looked around and I said, you took my bell. And I used to ring this bell. When you'd come up to the cash register, I would ring the bell. And the bell was given to me, and it was my grandmother's. And it has on it, and you know what? I'm going to have to bring that for Saturday and show you because I still have it. And I said, I don't care if you don't bring any of it back, and I don't even know who you are that's calling because they blocked their number. I said, but you just calling, you knew that bell is important to me. That was my grandmother's. We used to call her Granny. And or maybe it was grandma. Anyway, and I said, I really would like that back. And you know what? I came in the next morning, and the bell was there. Nothing else was there. I didn't get anything else that she took, like hundreds of dollars, but she gave me back that bell. And that energy vibration, she felt it. You know, another thing that we used to do that's really fun is that when you would buy something, the last 3 digits or 2 digits, depends, on your receipt, we used to give you a reading. And, you know, I need to bring that book in too, because that was another fun thing. So I opened this center because I was so excited to share Reiki. I was ready and really excited because I had just gone through 7 months, 8 months, I think it was 8 months of spiritual counseling. So I'm a certified spiritual counselor. State of Arizona, you can't say that. So that's why I'm an empowerment coach, because I tried inspirational coach. I tried advisor. I have advertised so many things, and empowerment coach works because what do I do, everybody? Do you remember that? Yeah, you do remember that. When I used to read the message for you from the angels out of the angel book. I have it downstairs. I'm going to have to bring it on Saturday. Thank you. And, you know, the beauty of being able to be at that place and sharing the energy and sharing how you can heal yourself, that to me was everything. And even though we had some really good fun times, like we always had the full moon meditation, and we would do the full moon inside, and there sometimes would be 20, 30, 40 people in this huge room, and we would be talking about the moon and how to relate to each other and understand each other. And then we would go outside, and we had this little chimietta. Do you remember? Do you remember when the chimietta got stolen because it was so hot that one night and we left it in the parking lot, and someone stole our chimietta, and I had to go get a new one. So, and you know, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't!" And I'm like, they needed it more than we did. So interesting, and yes, empowered, and that's why I call myself an empowerment coach. There's no certification. I mean, I'm sure somebody made some certification for it, but it's more of, what do I call myself when I'm so intuitive that I have such a gift to be able to be a master teacher and help you with so many tools to take a look at how you perceive your life. So now I'm an empowerment coach. And the thing is 15 years I've been serving you, and I've been serving the community. I've been serving the universe. I've been serving myself. I've been serving God, universe, higher self, however you want to label. The thing is it wasn't for you. And this is why on Saturday I'm having that celebration. It's because I want to celebrate you and say thank you for your support and love for all these years. And then the other thing is some of what I'm saying, and we're going to have some fun, and I'm going to do some readings. And then also some people are going to get on and tell some stories about when they came into the center. It's going to be on Zoom. So it's not going to be like here where you can't really interact but it's going to be a Zoom call also. So everybody that's on Zoom, we get to interact. I'm very excited to be able to share how Lightworkers Energy Healing Center started. Why I started it is because I can move. And yes, I'm in chronic pain a lot. Yet I can still get around and I can move, and you can do the same thing. And I want, and I still am helping you and teaching you how to do these things on a day-to-day basis with little simple tools. And that's why I opened Lightworkers Gifts. I opened it for you. And on Saturday from 3 to 5, I want to celebrate you. So when you go on Lightworkers Gifts Angel Marie page, it's the only way I'm going to be able to interact, because I'm going to be going through Zoom and having people on Zoom and interacting with Zoom. Plus, it's going to be feeding to all my feeds on Facebook Live. But the only way that I'm going to be able to see all of those comments is only through Lightworkers Gifts Angel Marie page. So I'm going to have to keep putting that. And other people, I'm going to ask some other people to help me do this, because I'm going to need some help. I just, the story of many people say it's always been my dream to have a center or a wellness center or an energy center and to be able to provide. And it was never my dream until all of a sudden I sold my house, left my partner, and really looked at life and said, I'm supposed to be bigger. And that's all I could say is, I'm supposed to get the word out. I am the communicator, and I'm supposed to get this word out. And that's when all of a sudden that inspiration, and I had the money, and that's when I opened up the center. And fast forward into 4 years, 5 years, I opened up and expanded into the next room. So we had even a bigger place. And we had 2 units, and it was about 3,000 square foot. And at that time, we had 40 different classes a month. 40. I taught 19. You took many of them. We had meditation every Thursday night that I would do. Every Thursday night, I would do a meditation for 6 years. Every full moon, I would do that. I taught free what is Reiki, and then we used to have Reiki shares where anybody could come in. My students would practice on these people, and they could come in and get, just by donation, Reiki, and actually feel, and then we'd explain what Reiki was and is. And now, back then everything was like, oh, Angel, you got 3 heads, something's wrong with you. And this was one of the biggest things that happened to me. Someone would come in and I would greet them and say, welcome to the center. Can I give you a tour? Because we had many different rooms and all the classes. And they would look at me and they'd say, you are not Jesus and you can't heal. You should not be doing this. This is not right. And it was like, whoa, many, many, many times that happened. And I said, I understand where you're coming from. And I'm not saying I'm healing anyone. You heal yourself. And this is what I'm doing, is helping, guiding you so you can heal yourself. That you understand that your energy, vibration, and frequency. But people weren't getting that back then. They just looked at me like, no. Then the interesting ones too were when I would get people that would come in and I would give them a tour, or I'd start the tour and they'd stop and they'd say, well, I'm pagan. Well, I'm Christian. Well, I'm Methodist. Well, I'm Buddhist. Well, I'm a Hindu. And I would look at them and I would say, okay. And they'd say, what are you? I'm like, I'm not going to put myself in a box. And I'm not going to say I'm just spiritual, because that's a word too, right? So I would just look at them and say, that's great. If that's what you understand and what you believe, fabulous. But I'm not going to judge you for what you are and what you say your religion is. Please don't judge me for having a wellness and an energy healing center that just wants to say, hey, have you ever tried this stuff? Have you ever really come from within? There's a lot of hate. It was very challenging at times. But you know what? One of the biggest things that I got through, and why I got through that, was because I had volunteers. And I didn't really have employees. I didn't pay anyone to watch the center and be there. I had amazing volunteers. And those volunteers ran that center when I was in the back doing coaching and counseling, giving angel card readings, doing chakra layout, energy healings, teaching people how to do grids, teaching people how to connect to their root chakra or their heart chakra, and open their heart chakra so that they would be open for more relationships and love, not only for themselves. And people, I was blessed because I had volunteers. So many volunteers. Luis Gonzalez, Diane Rivera, Sofia Ortega, Teresa Ortega, Victor Ortega. Could go on with names that so thankful for all of you at that time and even now after 6 years and continuing with the practice and bringing more students on and having events. That's why I opened it. The reason why, that big why, and that burning down inspiration inside of me was because, wow, wait a minute. I'm not in pain. I'm not on prescription drugs. I'm not saying that you can do that overnight. This did not happen overnight. Yet, you can. And when I knew, and I saw me do, I did it. I was like, whoa, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I want to shout it from the tallest mountain and over the seas. And that's when I decided to open. And many of you know or you don't know, the reason I sold that was because it was in the down when I ended up getting and leaving the center. It was because, yes, shine on Yolanda, yay! Good to see you, honey. And you know, the reason why I left was because it was in 2008 when everything started going down, or 2010, whenever that was, when everything and all the businesses and everything kind of failed and everything kind of stopped. And then I stopped paying rent. And my landlord was so good to me. And he let me go and let me go and let me go. And then finally it was like, Dax died. My baby, Dax died. And when she left the planet, that's when I had to look around and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just getting more in debt. So I ended up filing bankruptcy and I got out of the center. Not many people know that because, of course, I'm not going to tell people that. You know, people, they go, oh my gosh. But you know what? I started out with $40,000. I put into that center and ended up owing about that much when I left there. My landlord, he called me and he said, Angel, can you pay? And I said, honey, I don't have anything. And it's a corporation, so you can't do anything with my car or my house. It's a corporation. I said, I don't have it. And he said to me, he said, you know what? It's okay. And 2 years after I was out of that, he called me and said, I want you to come back. So I don't really want to come back, but why do you want me to come back? And he goes, because your energy. That was so great to hear that. He's like, your energy is so beautiful. I want you back in the center and we'll just figure out it later. That was so nice. It was so nice. And that's the thing, is I'm always surrounded with such beautiful, wonderful volunteers, to people that want to help, that are good humans. You. So thank you so much for being here. So on Saturday from 3 to 5, I just want to celebrate you. And we're going to do some readings. We're going to do some fun things. I'm going to tell some stories, and then I'm going to ask some stories of other people if they even come on. Who knows? It might not be anybody. I could just be talking all the whole time and just talk with you and be with you and give some readings and give some insight about and do some stories about what I went through, because there was some really interesting times there. Let me tell you. So thank you for being here, watching the replay. If you have time, even if it's 5 minutes, come on to the Zoom call and say hello. Yes, you can come on to Facebook. It's going to be harder for me to interact with you. And if you're on my email or you don't have the link to the Zoom where I can really interact with you, I'd love that. So if you need the link, go ahead and put, I need the link to the Zoom. And actually personal message me, need the link to the Zoom, because I do want to come on. I do have a story because I remember the center 15 years ago. Wow. Now I'm not considered crazy. Now I'm not considered that I have 3 heads. Now I'm considered one of the experts with energy, with Reiki, with understanding how you can perceive your life differently, how to have better wellness, how to ignite. Now I'm looked at like that. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you for being here and on the replay. And okay, Yolanda Turner, please put that in a Facebook thing, a Facebook personal message to me. That way I'll remember to get it to you, because, wow. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And Liz, beautiful. You send me the link to me. Yes, you in the email. You should be getting it on the email, because I thought you guys are on my email list. But if you're not, I will send you the link. 3 to 5. You don't have to stay the whole time, but just come on and say hello so I can celebrate you, because that's what it's about. I want to celebrate you. Yeah. The more that you let someone celebrate you and you take in how much they love you and how much they have such grateful gratitude, that energy is powerful stuff. So just know it. I'm looking right at you and thanking you for your support and love through all these years. Okay, well, I'm going to go off. So remember to change your mindset, energize your life, and shine on. You got to say that because it's so powerful, right? To really come from a place where you can change your mindset. It changes your life and energizes your life. And you will shine on, and the shine is everywhere. So keep shining your light, right? Keep shining your light, right? Shine on. Raise your vibration. Shine, shine, shine on. We're going to be shining on Saturday. Now that you can see all that you can be, breathe into your heart. Don't you ever stop. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration. Shine, shine, shine on. Yeah, 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 yeah. You really do make the difference. You really do. In everything that you do, everywhere you go, your vibration matters. It does. And shine with me. You matter. You make the difference. Your differences are what makes you amazing. Come on, shine with me. Be your unique and awesome self. And shine it. Shine on now. You know we're going to have to sing it. You know on Saturday we're going to put this song on. And I am going to have to, oh, the fairies are messing with me. They always get me in the nose. I can just feel the chills because I'm so excited to really celebrate you. To celebrate you. So thank you. I will see you on Saturday, 3 to 5. And again, please message me if you need the link to Zoom, because I really would like to interact with you in Zoom and talk with you and have you be able to speak, not just on, and then it will be broadcasted on Facebook. It's going to be really interesting how I'm going to do this. Yay! All right, you. I will see you. Well, definitely see you tomorrow, too, for the Daily Dose of Inspiration. That's at 4:30, where I give angel card readings and some inspiration. And then we're going to have the amazing Lisa all the way from Maryland tomorrow night to give us a meditation. Woo! That will heal the world. Thank you for being here. Keep shining your light. Shine on, shine on.